we got access to the new indie RPG, Dosa Divas. So on this episode of Playlog, we're going to talk about it. Hey everybody, CGDannyB back again with another episode of Playlog, the podcast where we talk all things indie gaming. But of course, I can't talk indie games alone because that'd be super boring. So I've got my partner in crime, the Playlist Kid themselves, Tofr. What's poppin', homie? Well, let me tell you how life's treating me. OBS didn't like your microphone because it was set to the wrong monitor, so it did not hear a word that you just said. So what's poppin', homie?
I'm doing good. I'm still recovering from surgery, but everything seems to be going rather smoothly.
Yeah.
Which I'm happy about. And how about you? How's life treating you, except for OBS fucking you over?
You know, OBS is like to suck sometimes. It'll be good. I'm glad I caught it now instead of like 20 minutes in. I'm like, that ain't hear a word Tofr said. Fuck. We're good. No, life's good. It's, you know, rolling dice, playing games, trying to figure out if we can legally extend each day by a couple hours just to get a few more hours of sleep. But who needs that? I don't. Sleep is for the weak. I'm weak.
You'll sleep when you're dead.
Yeah, exactly. That's my plan. Jesus. But we have a really dope game to preview today. That's Dosa Divas, because I can finally tell you guys we've been playing it. I've been teasing these fuckers all week. I've had 3 different chances of like I'm on a TTRPG stream where I'm like, hey, you can catch us on Playlog Podcast. For this week, we're talking about Redacted. What will it be? See you on Thursday, you know, I'll tell you then. So yeah, but speaking of TTRPGs, we have to do a little bit of housekeeping because this is Playlog Podcast, our weekly podcast. We talk about indie game news, reviews, and whatever we choose. If you enjoy what we do here, be sure to show us some support by doing a few very simple things, such as liking the video if you're on YouTube and leaving that glorious 5-star review if you're on audio platforms. Also be a part of the show by writing in and asking us your questions and recommending your favorite indie games. Just use the Google form in the description of every episode and have your opinion be heard. Now, onto a bit of housekeeping really quick. Do you like watching me and my hot D&D friends play make-believe? Then boy, do I have a list of shows for you. That's right, we're consolidating this, and I'm going to do it really well this time. So a quick list of the TTRPGs I'll be taking part of this week. On Thursday night, which will be the day this episode comes out, I will be on Folk and Myth doing the Carpathian Sun episode 2. Last time, we got to a mansion with a really creepy guy, and I found a room of mirrors that might be predicting my future, but that can change. So that's what my character's up to. On Sunday night, you can catch us for the finale of Kaiju Commandos over on Hack Recklessly. We are on episode 5. We're about to fight a big metal robot dog thingy. He looks terrifying. I'm not looking forward to it, but also,
Oh no,
it's mech time. We're Zording out. I think that's a Power Ranger thing. Or is Zord a separate? Is that? I don't know which one does Zords.
Zord is a Power Ranger.
Okay, cool. I thought so. There's a Voltron and there's a Zord and there's other stuff. I never remember which one's which. There's other Power Ranger people in the group that are better than I am. But yes, that is Sunday night on Hack Recklessly if you want to catch the finale of that. And then Monday night, we'll be doing our episode 2 of Jollywood over on Rediscovery RPG. That is the American Arcadia inspired game that I've been very much enjoying. As of recording, we did our first episode last night. My character was very confused about this living in the 70s, but the real world's in 2026 energy. And we found a padlock, an electric padlock that we didn't know how to open. He took his shoe off and smacked it, hoping he could break it off like they do in the movies. And that didn't work out. It was a very fun moment. But also, I have a dog. And he's very cute. It's a good time.
Oh,
little Tanner.
I loved your outfit for that.
Thank you. I was looking around on Google to find like a shirt. It's funny because 2 people now have called me out saying that it looks like a Burger King employee shirt.
No.
Hold on. Oh, this is for video watchers. They don't get it. Yeah.
Oh no, not Burger King.
I put it on. RJ goes, "What? You working at Burger King?"
I mean, damn. I kind of see it.
It's okay.
I kind of see it though.
Yeah. And then Jared from Playlog and Jenny Wyndham both commented on the TikTok about like, "Oh my god, I love this shirt." I'm like, "Thank you." No one else noticed that it looks like Burger King. Don't worry about it. But it's a very nice shirt. It really fits the tone of the setting. I'm gonna see if like as we get further in, if they're like costume change, you look more modern. If I have like a modern dress for him, but we'll see what the story goes to. But yes, anyway, 3 games: Carpathian Sun, Kaiju Commandos, Jollywood. Look forward to those. Very excited. Other important thing for Jollywood, it is a fundraising stream. All 4 episodes, we are raising money for the ACLU. Basically, the big fuck you to Donald Trump. So come out and support that. That'd be awesome. Thank you. And boom, housekeeping. That's what we got. Did the damn thing.
You just gotta support the fuck yous to Donald Trump,
honestly,
right?
Honestly, dude. Oh God, what a fucking what a time. What a time. This presidency couldn't get by any faster. I would love that. But we're not here to talk about politics. We're here to talk about video games. So,
but wait till you hear about my game that I've been playing. But
oh damn it! Oh shit! No, I was trying to get away from it. We'll talk about that game later. For now, this week, Tofr and I got to play Dosa Divas, which is the upcoming game from Outerloop, the team who made Thirsty Suitors. They're working on a brand new RPG that is about 2 sisters in a world where cooking and food is like the most important thing ever, you know, aside from family. Very Fast and Furious in that way. But yes, the team over at Pop Agenda reached out. They got me, they touched base with me at Summer Game Fest earlier this year, and they had the access to the demo as well. And they said, hey, do you guys want to check us out beforehand and cover it for Thursday? I was like, cool, can I get 2 keys so Tofr and I can both play it? They set me up. So Tofr and I have both played this demo. Tofr, you had this on your most anticipated games list. You were very excited for this game. I would love to hear your initial thoughts on Dosa Divas.
I am in love with this game in the same way that I was in love with their previous game.
Hell yeah.
It's so colorful. It's so unique. It's so weird and crazy. And I love it.
Yeah, I like I said, I got to play this before, and this demo that we got now was updated. It was a little more fine-tuned, and it had more content that I got to play when I was in LA, and I fell in love all over again. I think that first time kind of rushing through on like a show floor and getting to experience the game, but knowing there's somebody in line behind me made it a little bit more like, oh God, this isn't, I'm not finding everything, but getting to play at my own pace and find the food and everything that we needed to do to progress the story was just so much fun. Like at no point was I like frustrated or bothered. It all just felt like, yep, this is the task to get to the next thing. And it was so much fun. Plus the very Sea of Stars kind of combat as well.
Yeah.
Scratched an itch. I'm so excited for the rest of this game.
The only thing that frustrated me was like looking at all that gorgeous looking food.
Yes, oh my God.
I'm still struggling with what I can eat and what I can't eat after my surgery.
Yeah.
And then looking at all of this delicious food was like, damn, I want some of that, and I want some of that, and I want some of that.
Yeah, I need to look up recipes for dosas then and be like, how, like hypothetically, but also some of the recipes that I had were ones like, oh, would you like coconut milk? Was it coconut milk, fish oil, and mangoes? I'm like, that doesn't sound good, but also maybe, I don't know.
Maybe.
Yeah. But yes, Dosa Divas, I fucking love this demo. It was really cool. Cool. All right, now we got our cool TikTok sound bites ready. We can talk like real adults about it. But yeah, so going into it, they announced this game at, I think it was Day of the Devs last year. One of the showcases while I was on a plane out to LA. But yeah, I didn't play all the way through Thirsty Suitors. I believe you did. So I started like 3 times on Game Pass. I'm like, let's go, baby. Let's fucking go. And then you know how it'll be. 10 new games come out every day, and I just never got to finish it.
Yeah.
But going from Thirsty Suitors into this game, we'll talk more about Dosa Diva specifically, but how does it feel in the realm of like what Outerloop has made before and seeing the similarities? Because I think I was telling you when I played the demo, I could see the Thirsty Suitors in it, but you've played more of it, so I wanted to see from you like how much more you're seeing the ties between their previous game and this one.
It's like you mentioned when we were talking off stream, I think, the cooking mini game from Thirsty Suitors now takes center stage.
Yeah.
Well, partly center stage together with the combat, obviously. Yeah. But it feels like a natural evolution of what that game was. Like there were certain things about Thirsty Suitors, for example, the skating, that weren't as popular as some other parts of the game. And it seems like the team have learned from that and fine-tuned their gameplay experience for this game. this time around, like the walking around in your mech, the actual cooking mini game, the battles you have, the turn-based battles, they all feel equally good.
Yeah.
It's not like it's. I don't think that there's going to be the same amount of dislike for some parts of the game that Thirsty Suitors had, for example.
Totally. Yeah, I think with Thirsty Suitors mentioning that there are, like, here's the main gameplay, which is like exploring and doing like the combat, and then here's a little bit of skateboarding, here's a little bit of cooking. Like, none of those side type of mini games became super forefront, at least in the amount that I played. See, I totally agree. This game seems to focus on, like, here's our three pillars. There's the combat, here's the cooking, here's the exploration, and you do a good chunk of all of those, and it is so quick to snap between them, where like I'm exploring the world and I've found the ingredients that I need. And they're like, cool, I have this guy over here who's like, I'm hungry, I need to eat this dosa that's got these specific ingredients. Once you grab those ingredients, you hold LT, and then the menu opens up, you put the ingredients in, and then each of those have that same kind of quick time event from Thirsty Suitors of like, something's going to fly across the screen, I'm going to dice it up. Or depending which type of ingredient you put in, it's a dicing mini game, it's a stirring mini game, it's a hold the thing in the center, so you're like balancing it mini game. Like, there's like 5 or 6 different ones I think at this point in the game. But they were all simple enough to be like, cool, if I can get that perfect score, which I don't know if it did anything. Maybe it increased how many you made with how much you, like how well you performed. I wasn't entirely sure. It just seemed like I got a super score, but like, cool.
I think it gave you a cooking bonus afterwards.
Okay, cool. Yeah, that yeah, they're just these small mini games that made it interactive as opposed to just throwing things into a pot and letting it cook, and then using those to progress the story. Like, oh, these workers are hungry. Here we go. I think an important thing to mention plot-wise, the whole thing with this game, yes, food is important, you know, family tradition of cooking food and you know, holidays, celebrating all those things. But then you're playing as the two main characters, Samara, and I was hoping my dialogue would move forward so I could remember the other sister's name because I can't think of it. What was her name? Amani. Yeah, Samara and Amani. And then you have Lena, who is the third sister, but Lena's gone for this, like, move past tradition, let's just simplify and monetize food. So like the whole world is pretty much captured by, we have tubes of food, and if you want to pay these exorbitant prices of blah 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 blah, you too can just eat on the go, and like, you know, that kind of shit. Whereas you have Samara and Amani who are just like, hey, knock that off, sister, that's really dumb, what did we learn growing up? She's like, fuck you guys, I want money, and you abandon us. And that's a whole plotline. I don't know if this is the immediate beginning of the game. I'm assuming something happens and this is maybe the first area that we get to. We didn't get too much origin story yet, but we know Amani has left. Amani's been gone for a while and has just come back. And there's this kind of like, well, you left. Like, are you going to stick around? Are you going to leave again? Like, it's been a while since we've heard from you. What's going on? So seeing the disconnect between the three siblings, one being way on the outside of, I've changed my life entirely. One being like, I'm still with you, but like, I don't know if I totally trust you. And, you know, and then the one being like, just, I like to cook and I like it done right, but please just accept me back kind of deal. And honestly, if you want to add like a fourth sister here, we got Goddess, who is amazing. The food truck, boss mech looking dude over here. I love Goddess. Goddess is super cool. Easily my favorite character for someone who like speaks exclusively emoticons in the chat. I adore Goddess so much.
Yeah, me too. It's just so much fun. For example, when you need to know what food to cook for someone, you have to honk the horn. Yeah, I love that. These tiny touches make for such a brilliant character.
Yeah, it's so great. It is the kind of, I hate to say like the Wally-fication of things, but having the character doesn't really talk but is very emotive. And yeah, the horn is one of those things. Another one is like when you're exploring the world and jumping around different platforms. If you try to double jump, it does this like chicken wing flap kind of thing where it like takes its arms and kind of like flutters, which like I think slows you down a little bit, but more is just like, oh, here's a personality to this like non-speaking entity. And the other thing is you can customize them. So as you're going around town and breaking like propaganda posters or helping people, your like town morale goes up. And you're unlocking things for Goddess, and you get different palette swaps you can get. I think I got 3 of them. I don't know how many were in the demo as a whole. Ooh. But there was like a pink one. There was this green one that I think was more of like based on like an actual like bus vehicle food truck kind of thing. And then there was like a black and white one that I really dug. I ended up getting that one last and then equipped that throughout the end. But yeah, Goddess is very like, customizable. Oh yeah, dude. I think I don't know how much you were destroying the posters. The moment I saw I was getting XP for those, I'm like, oh, these things are fucked. I went after
Oh,
every
I
single
didn't
one.
notice that.
Yeah, if you like break one, you see like the town morale goes up. I'm like, oh, every one of these posters, done. I'm breaking every one of them, and I still don't even think I got all of them. But even like back to the horn, sometimes the people react. Like there's a kid towards the top in like the town square who's just like, you walk up to him, he's got an exclamation point, like, what's up? And he goes like doing the horn honk thing, and I'm like, oh, I gotcha. He's like, yeah, let's go. And just town morale goes up. I'm like, cool, sweet, yeah. And there's so much like life in the city, or I guess this one more of like the village. It's like this waterside Pacific town kind of deal. But yeah, I really dug running into characters. There is Kabi, I think his name is, the shopkeep, who I'm not entirely certain is or is not Robbie Damon. I didn't take the time to look at the cast yet, but it sounds like Robbie Damon.
Okay.
But yeah, you run to him and he's immediately just like, hey, sisters, what you trying to do? You trying to fuck around and find out? And I'm like, hey, are you flirting with both sisters at once? What are you trying to accomplish? He's like, hey, listen, I'm a busy guy. I can handle one of you and then you can come after hours. I'm like, ew, you're a sleaze, but also a kind of charming sleaze. Let's see what we can do with that. But like he immediately, I'm like, oh, he would have been one of the exes in Thirsty Suitors. I absolutely see him in that class of people for sure.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. How'd you like the exploration? Was there anything that was like that stuck out more, or you're like, I wish this was fine-tuned, or like what was the overall vibe for you in just exploring the town and finding things?
I really enjoyed it. I like the fact that like the ingredients that you need to cook are just found all over the place. You can grab them for free. Although you have some things that are limited to like the vendor. But mostly I just love how expressive everything is. Like when you sit down to fish, the movement from the two sisters and goddess is like, it's like they're one being working together.
Yeah.
And this very cinematic movement style. Just it looks so spectacular for something so mundane.
Yeah, it's adorable. I immediately, when I got to that first fishing spot, I'm like, I'm just gonna fish out this entire thing just in case I need the ingredients. I got like 5 or 6 fish off the rip, and then I came back later for more. But yeah, with you mentioning like the ingredients, I remember when I played it at SGF, they had all their appointments booked. There was no way I was getting a seat. But luckily the team was like, hey, we brought the demo on a Steam Deck. So you can't play it on the TV and get all the audio and everything. But like, if you just want to sit on the couch next to them, you could just play it on the Steam Deck, which was great. It ran great on deck. It was also the demo, so I'm sure it'll run even better when it's fully out. But yeah, I ended up sitting next to Kyle from 6-1 Indie. He played on the big TV. I played on the Steam Deck. And he was like 5 minutes ahead of me. So I was like trying to catch up. So I was like, I just don't want to be left alone. I want to make sure that like, I'm not here like, sorry, you need to move on. Like, I'm totally okay moving on when my time is up, but like when I'm like almost like getting scolded, like, hey man, I need you to leave. I'm like, I'm sorry. Yep, here we go. Thank you so much. That was fun. So like Kyle finished, I was like seconds behind, and I could see him walking over to be like done. I'm like, hey, I just beat the boss. Thank you so much. All right, I'll be listen. Can't wait to play more. But yeah, I when I played that first time, I struggled a little bit with finding the ingredients. I think as I was exploring the world and being like, okay, this thing's over here, this thing's over here, but I need the coconut, and I don't want to speak out of turn and say, oh, they didn't have this the first time, or they did, or it was that rush of being at a con and trying to play a game the right way, knowing there's a line behind you. Where I was like, I think this thing was here, but maybe it wasn't, or whatever it is. But I felt so much more like I was able to find the things that I wanted this time around, where I'm like, okay, this recipe needs coconut. That is the bottom right of the map. I walk down there, I pick it up, perfect. I also need coconut to trade it in for coconut milk, because I need that for the other recipe. So I grabbed extra coconut, went back up, made the one recipe, because you can do that wherever you want. Just pop open the menu and cook. But if you want to go to the shop, you go up, turn in the coconut, and get the coconut milk. And now I can go make that other recipe and just kind of do 2 birds, 1 stone. Yeah, I felt like really at home this second time around, being able to just find the things that I wanted. And I'm like, oh, cool, I need this ingredient, done, perfect. I couldn't tell if it happened to you, or if let me know. There was a point towards the end where it's like, oh, you just have to feed everybody in town, like go see who's hungry. And I was feeding people. It was like, yo, 4 out of 4. And as I would feed them and then go feed the next guy, the first guy would like be hungry again and ask for like his recipe again. I'm like, okay, is he supposed to do that? So like, it felt like I was finishing the task, but each time I'm like 1, 2, 3, as I go to do 4, like step 1 would reset. And then 1, 2, 3, I do 2, and then step 4 would reset. And I'm like, oh, what is happening? Eventually, the main person was like, hey, come talk to me. So I don't know if I could just keep feeding them for morale or any other reason. But I was like, ooh, I am nervous that this is bugged and I'm not going to be able to complete this task and play through this demo. I ended up doing it because the person could progress, but I wasn't sure if that was intentional, if you're supposed to be able to keep feeding them for any reason, or if it was just like a narrative beat of like, yes, this town is hungry because your shitty sister is like making them sign some contract to follow all of these rules if they want to have food in a tube type shit. So I couldn't really pick up on that entirely, but then moved on to that and did that final boss fight for the game. And I had a great time exploring the world.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely. The only thing I didn't find it annoying, but sometimes it would hinder what I wanted to do.
Yeah.
Was when I was running around searching ingredients, you had to, like, there were all of these goons.
Yes.
Lena's goons that you have to fight.
Yeah.
And the battles commence when you stand next to them for long enough.
Yeah.
But sometimes I just wanted to pass them by.
Right.
And I took too long and the battle started anyway. That was like my one slight comment that I need to make about the demo that I didn't dislike, but it was like sometimes it would just hinder my own progress the way that I wanted it to progress. But having said that, it's so cool. The actual battles are amazing. It's turn-based combat, and I loved all of them. Like the big boss battle at the end was supremely cool.
Yes.
But the battles with the goons as well. It's combat that won't be all too strange if you've played Thirsty Suitors.
Yep.
But it doesn't matter because it's just that was cool and this is cool too.
Yeah, I definitely want to talk about the boss fight then for sure. But to start with, like the combat as a whole, I think I've anyone's heard me talk about this game in the last like 2 weeks across the episodes. Like I've made the comparison that it's Thirsty Suitors meets Sea of Stars, and like that's more of a recent memory, like whatever RPG I can think of. And mainly I make the Sea of Star comparison because Samara has an ability just like Valer does in Sea of Stars, whereas the Moonerang, where you throw the item and it comes back, and if you hit it right at the time, it's like ting, 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 to as many times as you can until you whiff it. So Samara takes the walk and throws it, and it's just back and forth, and I love doing that. But again, similar to Sea of Stars, it has the like weaknesses where in Sea of Stars they're locked, so it's like, oh, if you hit them with a moon or the sun or a melee attack or a slicing attack or whatever it is, like that will weaken them and then make them vulnerable. In this game, you're hitting them with a certain type of like spice, so you can hit them with something salty, something spicy, something savory, whatever, and each attack has its own like flavor, and it's more of like a metaphorical flavor. I assume getting smacked with a walk, it doesn't taste spicy, but also maybe it does. But yeah, like I think getting to play through it and watch each interaction of what each attack did, and then they're like, oh, let me teach you about boosting, which will let you do the attack, and as soon as you land it, you'll get an additional hit. But if you get 3 charges of boost and spend all 3, you'll do the attack. If you land the perfect timing, you get the follow-up attack, so it's like a ding ding, then you boost it 3 times, so you get ding ding, ding ding ding, right? So there is so many different ways to enhance how much attack one specific input does. And then they have that perfect timing that you see in like a Paper Mario, right? Where if they go to hit you, if you hit the right time, you block. When you go to hit them, if you hit the right time, you get that extra damage. So it is that combination of timing your attacks when you're hitting the enemies, timing your blocks when they're hitting you, and then stacking up the different abilities. Eventually you unlock ultimates once you get to the final fight. I did learn the hard way. If anybody is down, you can't initiate that ultimate. It's like, shit, stop knocking out my sister because I can't do the ultimate to finish this fight. But yes,
I had the same issue.
They kept knocking out Samara, but then Amani was dazed from the bubble attack. So I was like, I need Amani to not be dazed so I could revive Samara. But it'd be like, so when you go to attack, if you're dazed, so you fight Yomi, who is this like, you left town and like we have similarities, but like you abandoned us, so you're not who I thought you were, et cetera, that kind of vibe. And she ends up working for Lena, who's in charge of the big superfood organization shit. But she'll come up to you. She has this big robot crab. So for audio listeners, it's big, cool, rusted, mossy, like crab truck thing. It's really cool looking. Video watchers, look at this fucking thing. Oh, it's so cool. So dope. I want like a figurine on my desk of this thing. This is so dope.
Yeah.
And this is just the first boss. I'm sure there's gonna be more that are really cool. But yeah, she will stun you with these bubbles, and whenever you're stunned, you have like a 50-50 chance of hitting. So like a little roulette comes up, and it's either gonna hit or miss. And if you miss, you go to attack and stumble and do damage to yourself. If you hit, the attack goes on like it normally would. You get your inputs, etc. And that's for any skill. So when I went to heal, I would go to like, let me revive my sister, and then fail it. And then I would just trip and do damage. Like, I just need to revive you so I can kill this thing. And I can't do it. But how did you feel about the, like, I guess the pacing and the different steps of the combat for this final boss? Because it is the, like, beat the claws, fight the thing, revive the claws, fight the thing, back and forth. How was that, like, flow for you?
It didn't need the second phase with the claws for me.
Okay.
There's like, you defeat the claws, you fight Lena herself, all the while dropping levels for some reason.
Right.
I didn't really get why that happened, but it looked cool.
Yeah.
But then the claws came back. I was like, oh, okay, fine.
Things are back. Yeah.
Yeah. It didn't need that, especially for a boss fight this early on in the game.
Right.
Because it probably means that it's going to happen with most of the bosses, if not all of the bosses.
For sure.
But yeah, it was still a really cool fight. There were some really cool moves by both parties.
Yeah.
There's not a lot bad that I can say about this game, really.
No, not at all.
And the boss fight is just one of those great things.
Yeah, I think as I mentioned to you before we sat down, and ever so slightly as we went in here, this demo was pretty much copy paste what I got to play in LA. Very similar, some fine tuned things here and there. But I recall, like, go feed everybody in town. Here's the dialogue. Thanks for playing. So like this boss fight wasn't there, or if it was, like, I didn't get to finish the demo. It was one or the other. But as I sat here, I'm like, oh, cool. Oh, look at this Yomi person. They're really cool. They have like a robot arm. I'm like, I don't trust you guys. Giant crab. I'm like, whoa, wait a minute. I didn't get to do this before. This is awesome. I think this is the ask somebody in college, Danny, who liked Pokemon a lot more than he does now with the bullshittery that they pull. One of the most exciting things about Pokemon is seeing like what new creatures show up every year, and like trying not to watch all the new announcements and then diving into the game with like, who are all the new Pokemon I get to see for the first time while I'm going on this journey, right? And something I'm looking forward to in like any kind of RPG is when I get to move forward. I'm like, oh, I'm about to start a new fight. What is coming to me? What am I going to run into? So when I saw this giant mech crab thing for the first time, and it was like, oh, that's so cool. Look at it. Because it, for Pokemon fans, it looks like a weird Charge-a-Bug with claws. And I'm like, wait, that's kind of dope. I love the way this thing looks.
Yeah.
But yeah, I love the design so far of any of the robots and mechs that we've seen. We have the crab thing, and then we obviously have Goddess. So knowing that as we move forward, there's going to be more of these cool robot type characters, like that's going to be such a fun thing for me of seeing each new one that pops up. Yeah, I'm jazzed for that.
Absolutely. I also love that like every character so far is very involved in like the main characters' lives.
Yes. Yep.
For example, what's her name again? The one we just
Yomi.
Yomi, yeah. She used to work at the restaurant that the sisters own. And the reason that she has this enhancement instead of a regular hand on her left arm is because of one of the sisters who apparently never apologized for what happened.
Right.
And we get drip fed these bits of lore to this world. And I really like that. It's pretty similar to what Thirsty Suitors did. And like we learn about the history and as the characters recollect things. And I'm really curious to see like how everything happened to be the way it is at the start of this game.
Yeah, absolutely. And that's what I was mentioning. Like, I'm hoping there's some kind of like, here's the introductory, like before we get into this section of the world when the full game releases, or if it will be like, if this is where we start, we finish this, then we get that flashback, right? Or that playable like memory of, oh, remember when this happened, or we're cooking in the restaurant, or, you know, the day Amani leaves and what that narrative looks like. Like, I want to see those things unfold. But yeah, like in this moment where you beat Yomi in the battle, you have like, Amani goes and is like, hey, like, how does your prosthetic feel? She's like, well, what do you ask? She's like, I remember when I had mine because Amani has a prosthetic leg. Yeah. She's like, when it was connected, whatever, I could feel the pain, or like, you know, like she mentions different things about how it feels to have one. And she's checking on Yomi to be like, hey, I know I didn't apologize for the thing that happened, but like, I know what you're going through. How are you doing? Like, who has checked on you? Because I am now. And it's very much like, there's that moment of vulnerability, but she's also like, oh, fuck you. You still kind of fucked me over. So like, don't worry about me. I don't want you to think about me. Like, don't do that. And yeah, immediately I thought of Thirsty Suitors, right? Where you have this court of evil exes that you have to deal with, and as you meet each one of them, like, oh, remember when this happened, or you screwed me over doing this, and you have those interactions of we had a narrative and we had a place we started with and what ended our relationship, and seeing those threads copied over here, whereas we're going to go to fight a boss or run into family members or whatever and see, oh, you left town and this did this to me, or the actions you took had these consequences on me, and seeing what that's going to be for all the extra characters in here. I think it's going to be really cool. I think it's going to have like a lot of just quite literally character to the characters. Personality, and not being just an NPC that gives me a quest or a boss that I have to fight, but having like lore and reasons for being here is very cool. I love
Exactly.
that.
Yeah, exactly. And especially what I love especially about this is how messy everything is.
Yeah.
Thirsty Suitors had the same kind of thing, but it feels very human in that way. Like this world of Dosa Divas doesn't completely feel like our world because of like it's very futuristic kinda.
Yeah.
Because of the mechs mostly. But it still feels very human in how human relationships can get ever so messy. The fact that we fight Yomi because she's standing up to her mother, who's like the village leader.
Yep.
The fact that the village leader then kind of blames us for how Yomi has changed.
Yeah.
Because she used to work at the restaurant and how that has influenced her. It's all incredibly messy, but I love that. I'm really eager to see how that plays out, because the sisters are supposed to meet up with their parents, and they actually invite Lena to join them at their parents' house, despite them being like enemies at this point in the game. So that makes it like, yeah, I'm really curious as to how that will unfold.
I'm wondering if that is the big plot, where it's like, oh yes, we are progressing towards the end to meet at our parents' house, so that like we're going to go through the 5 or whatever different sections of this world to then get to the parents' house, and that's where we have the interaction. Or if that is like a middle of the road milestone moment that happens of like, oh yes, we went here, and then we got to our parents' house, we met with Lena, that procs another thing, which leads to a bigger fight or whatever kind of, you know, story beat that gives. I'm interested to see how that progression goes, because that was the like seeing them like, hey bad guy, aka sister, let's go to dinner. Like, oh, what is it? Because she doesn't react well to it. She is so far only reactive as like a giant iPad in the sky of like, don't talk to me, and then flies away, right? Like, so I don't know what that interaction will be, but I'm excited to see it like come through. And speaking of like the interactions, right? We already talked about Yomi's mom, like the village chieftain, you know, whatever title she uses. There's towards the end where you're like, all right, cool, we beat, you know, Yomi, and we did the thing you asked for. We're gonna move on to our next adventure. And Achi, I believe you said her name. She's just like, yeah, well, I guess we stay here and die now. Like, huh? What? Like, well, I mean, she's gonna come back, and if you guys aren't here, we got to fight ourselves, right? It's like, huh. Yeah. And like, at that point, you have dialogue options. You like when she says like, oh, we're gonna die, you can move to the other 2 options, and when you click on one, she goes like, whoa, did you not even care? Did you not hear anything I just said? We're all gonna die. She's like, well, what do you want me to do? Are you gonna fight? She's like, well, we gotta fight. We can't just give up, but we're still gonna die. I'm an old woman. Then you just continue the conversation anyway. If it's like nothing happens, like I don't think it had an actual impact on like the things I said, but it was the character being like, yes, I'm gonna die. Why don't you care that I'm gonna die? Like it is just a funny like exchange, but yeah. Like I've got no like complaints. Like everything that I've done so far, like in this experience, getting to play it again and again in my own comfort space, in my computer with my like setup, I had a blast. I really want to like dive into this one and just get lost for a while, and yeah, hopefully I can commit to this one, unlike I did for Thirsty Suitors. I'm so sorry.
We have to now. I mean, we covered it here.
Yeah, that's the plan. That's the goal.
Yeah. So
if you guys give us keys like a month early, give me enough time to play some RPG. let me know. Yeah, I'm trying to think. Any other like big things you want to mention, or anything like that sparked you? You didn't like? You did like? Things you want to talk about for Dosa Divas?
I'm just glad that we get another game from these devs
Absolutely.
because they have this incredible visual style. There's that word
Mm-hmm.
again.
Listen, we love the word visual style.
But it like this world looks so cool. It's so colorful. It's so wacky. Um, I want to explore all of it. I want to see what other kinds of food you can make. I want to see what other characters you get to meet, what other dogs you get to pet because you get to pet the dog.
Yes, yeah, because I believe that's the same, maybe not the same dog, but like the same model from Thirsty Suitors. When you get to the restaurant the first time, and you pet the dog on the floor. That is just running around town and follows you like, pet me, pet me, pet me. I'm like, please, I'm trying to work. I'm like, yes.
Yeah. I'm also happy that Uncle Hinty is back, the one that gives you the hints.
Yeah.
It just makes me smile every time I hear that Hinty.
Hinty. Yeah. Oh, it's so good. Like it's the being in the TTRPG space. It seems like every D&D streamer or any TTRPG streamer has their reoccurring character. Like when I play a game or when I run this system, this character will inevitably show up. Like I think Cujo's, I want to say it's Old Greg, I think is the name of the character. Like when we play this game, this character is bound to show up. He was there in Tales of the Valiant. Didn't interact with my character. He was there in D plus Ultra. I don't know if he showed up in Kingdom Hearts. Did he show up in Kingdom Hearts? Cujo, we don't have Old Greg. But like that happens. So having Uncle Hinty in the Outerloop games of like, we'll see him pop up anywhere that should like, that we need him is like, I love that little stamp, that little thing of like, yes, we have this. It's cool. Also, I'm in that space where like cosplay sounds fun. It's an expensive hobby. I'm like, what would I want to do? And I have like all these dope characters that I'm like, what if I did a gender bend of this character? I want to do this. And I kind of want to do a gender bend of Samara. I ain't got a dump truck like Samara got, I'll tell you that right now. But like looking at the cool like leather vest with like the broken zippers, the big golden like goggles, I'm like, this looks really cool. I like this vibe. So Samara's on the list right next to Prism from Dispatch. Where I'm like, this would be a lit one. Ooh. Listen, I had the idea, Zach's gonna cut his hair, so I don't know if it's gonna work, but I had the idea of Zach doing Flambe and me doing Prism, and doing like a big like split wig, like the pink and like blue like afro and like the blue lipstick. Like, this would be cool one day. Let me not worry about it now, but also I think it'd be lit.
It would be awesome.
Yeah. Shit. Yeah, this rocks. I had an absolute blast playing through Dosa Divas. Tofr, I'm glad you did too. I was like, it was so funny. We can give the context now for last week because it was muted and everyone's like, what's the context? We were going through our list of most anticipated. You had Dosa Divas. In the middle of you talking about, it was like your second or third game, I got the email. It's like, hey, do you want to play Dosa Divas early? And I was like, hey, Tofr, hey, real quick, I got an email about Dosa Divas. You're like, no, that's so cool. I'm like, yeah, it is. It's fucking crazy. I'm going to respond real quick. But like, yeah, this was our week turnaround to check this out and play it. So huge shout out to Pop Agenda for getting us these keys so we could play the game a little bit early and talk about it for you guys today. A little bit of update as far as the game and release and everything. Dosa Divas is going to be releasing on April 14th for Steam, Switch 1 and 2, PlayStation 5, and the Xbox Series consoles. But the demo that we just talked about today is available on Steam right now for you guys to go check out. From what I understand, it's going to be on Steam through Steam Next Fest, which is at the end of the month, I believe. So there's a couple weeks you can go on Steam, download the demo. It's about, depending how much you explore and find on the ingredients, a little over an hour perhaps of content to play.
Yeah, something like that.
Go give it a shot. You won't regret it. The game's really dope. If you like RPGs, if you like the visual style of Outerloop, and if you like Thirsty Suitors and or Sea of Stars, like I think this will be right up your alley. Go check out Dosa Divas.
Yes.
Timestamp. Ooh, we did it. We ran that bitch. Sick, which means we're on to what we've been playing. I guess I got two, so I guess I gotta go first, you know?
Yes, you have to.
Oh, damn.
I'm just too curious to hear about your first game.
Fair enough. Probably won't be a super long episode this week, you know? We got our games to talk about, but yeah, we'll do our damn thing.
Yeah.
But oh god, who gave me this key? Was this also Pop Agenda? Was it just from Game Bakers himself? Give me 1 second. I want to give credit where credit is due, because I'm really bad at mentioning who gives me keys. I just say I got a key. I'm singing a song because my email won't load.
Oh no! And you just the note keeps on getting higher and higher.
Yeah, okay, it was directly from Game Bakers. Shout out to Game Bakers for sending me a copy of the game. I have been playing Cairn, which is this brand new like mountain climbing game. And it plays a lot like when I explain to people, I explain it like Manual Samuel or Quap, where it is like you are controlling the individual limbs of the character. It is not quite that silly and goofy. Like it's not the like intended to be a physical mess. But when you look at how the limbs move, it is very much like, oh yes, that is what that is. I have put about maybe 3 hours into the game so far. I don't know how long it is, but I'm surprisingly like to myself enamored. I
Okay.
got lost in this world multiple times where I'm like, fuck, I have shit to go do, but like I want to finish climbing this mountain. Like there's a point where I'm like, hey, I know we're supposed to hang out. Can you give me like another 15 minutes? I'm like right at the peak, but I put my python at the wrong spot and I'm not gonna make it up the way I'm going. It's raining, I'm slipping on the mountain, I need help. But you are playing as this woman. Her goal is to climb the top of this mountain. And when you start off, you're in like a climbing gym. You're kind of getting a few of the like tutorials. The way it works is there's different settings for accessibility and how you choose to do it, and there's like an input where you can override what limit takes. But when you start, you go up to a wall, you hold square. I'm playing on PlayStation. You hold square, you'll grab onto the wall, and then the game will pick which limb to move first. It picks the limb that is most appropriate for where you're currently seated, depending on how you're standing. So wow. You will like reach up and grab, you hit square again to lock in, and then it will immediately move to the next limb, whether that's a foot or an arm or whatever. Then you'll move the next one. You can overextend so you can reach a little bit higher. And as you're going up further and further, your body will get a little bit weaker. So you'll see like your limbs start to tremble. I haven't noticed like a physical meter or anything. It is more of that visual like, oh, my body is shaking. I need to secure myself or I'm going to fall. You will... reach a mountain, you put your hands in like little grooves, like very Nathan Drake, like the power of these fingers, insane. But you grab into a spot, you rest your knees, you press triangle, you go like, whew, okay. And you can like see like the visual of like, okay, I've relaxed a little bit. Let me catch my breath. But also I can put a python in the wall. So I'm like, I go to plug it in, you get a little mini game, I'm trying to hit the timer, and then bam, I got a perfect one. I can just kind of hang here for a minute and like get my stamina back. Again, there's not like a big visual of it, of like what my stamina looks like, other than like you kind of glow green. But you then, you have that stamina back so you can continue to climb. Once you reach the top, you'll kind of flat out, you'll find a new platform, and then you will, make your way to the next mountain. I got through like the first mountain of this game and I got the title card and I was like, that was the tutorial? Oh my God. Yeah, I like, it's strangely like peaceful. I like, it's definitely peaceful, but I guess it's not what I thought it would be. I think in a world like the mountain climbing games we have, right, with like Peak and what was Jasant and things like that. It's similar, but still nothing like them, and it's its own thing because there is a lot of like survival stuff to it as well. You start with your backpack and you have like a bottle of water, like a pack of ramen, like a few different ingredients, and along the way you might find like other climbers who like died on their way up, so you're taking some of their loot. Right, and like you're collecting some of the things they had, or you're finding flowers, right? So when you set up your tent for the evening, you put up your little cooking station, you put in some water, you put in some flowers, that mixes into, oh, you made dandelion tea, and that'll increase your stamina for the next time. Like, so when you go to climb, you drink some of that tea and you get a better chance at climbing. As you explore around, you'll find different items that are like, oh, there's someone left a water bottle here, whatever. You put it in your little, right here is where it was like, you ready to climb? Like, what the fuck you mean? I thought I was playing the game. You'll find things you can recycle and you put in your little robot buddy. I think Climbot is his name. Yeah. And you compost things, which you could turn into chalk, which makes it, you have better grip on your hands as you go up. The more you go up, the better you climb, like you're fine. But if you're starting to slip and slide and everything, the bandages on your hands get like torn, they get like worn out. So when you get to your camp and you rest for the night, you have to like redo them. So you like look at your hands like, oh, like they're in excellent condition, but like, oh, this one's in only good condition. So you can take it apart. And you get to look at each individual finger, like, oh, there's like a scratch or a bruise on here. So you take it into like a little mini game of wrapping up your fingers. I'm trying to find footage I captured of that to show it. Let me see, was it anywhere around here? Maybe, perhaps, probably not. It's fine. It's somewhere. I just want to find the things I'm talking about. It's So okay, maybe it was in this one. Let me
It's
see
cool
what
that
claim.
this how do you say it? This detailed
Yeah,
about
it's
everything that you do.
yeah, it's nuts. It was nothing I expected going into it. Like I thought it was going to be the like you climb and you fall. Like and then if you fall, you get back up and you climb again. I sometimes get a little I get a little risky with it where I don't actually put in the Python because I'm like I'm so close, and then as I get to a spot I'm like ooh there's not a lot of great spots to climb, and I get reckless with it where I am like this is not a thing I can grip. Physics should not apply. Like this will not work. I'm going to be like 45 degrees backwards on a wall. Gravity should take me at this moment. I should not be up on this wall. But I'm like, actually, and just like spider climb up a wall. I'm like, did I make it? And as soon as my hands hit that platform, I'm like, oh, whew, I should not have made that. But I just scrambled my way up. But there are times where like, oh, you tried? You made a mistake, bud. Where like I go to grab something, it's like, and you just watch you fall. And it is a little of like a silly ragdoll thing, but you will hit the ground like hard and you see the screen turn red and you're like bleeding out and your health bar will start to drain. And if you die, you get to like, all right, get your checkpoint at the base of the last mountain you started at, or the last like section of the mountain you started at. I'm so, I was going to say perturbed. That sounds like negative. I want to get to the top of the mountain. I think this feels like the type of game I would easily see myself like, I start to kind of like, okay, I've gotten the basic of what this game is, but I think, yeah, they used to watch me fucking whiff it and fall. I've done that also from much higher up, and it is not okay. You die. But yeah, as I watch, or as I'm playing through it, and I'm thinking about like Peak, right? The most recent mountain climbing experience. It is so much like that, in terms of like progression, where it's like I get to a new area and what new hazard takes place or what new thing is going to like impede me from climbing the proper way. But it's not the silly like, oh, I fell and died. I watched my friend like proximity, friend slap, scream all the way down. It is me alone on this mountain with like a robot that's not like a companion necessarily. It doesn't talk to me, it doesn't communicate with me. But people back home can send you a message through Climbot. And like sometimes you'll get those pings in the middle of a climb, and I don't think you can stop and listen to it, but it's almost like you have something waiting for you. And I got this cutscene at one point, and it may be a little bit of a spoiler, but it's like not really. It's one of the first ones you get. Your family back home, I don't know if it's your friends, sisters, I don't know if they clarify, but like they're singing you happy birthday. Like you are doing this mountain climb on your birthday.
Wow.
And like you're isolated on this mountain alone. You're finding like dead people who couldn't make the climb. So it is very like the loneliness is very apparent as you're going up this mountain. And I like these small bits of storytelling that keep taking place. Like I'm so in it. I'm talking myself down right now where I'm like, can we wrap up the podcast and go play some more? Like I might do that before date night tonight. But yeah, I'm loving it. One of those games that like I know a lot of people had on the radar, and like I knew it existed. I was looking forward to it. I never played the Steam Next Fest demo. And then when it was in my hands, I'm like, oh shit. Oh, I should have been talking about this game more. Like, I'm loving it.
Glad to hear it.
Yeah.
It really looks like it looks challenging, but challenging in a way that you want to persist with it.
Yeah, totally. And I think I'm running on Alpinus, which is like medium difficulty. And so far it's not been super difficult. If I fall and it's like, yeah, I got reckless with it. But there is like beginner climbing, which I think is kind of just like, oh, if you just want the experience of climbing, you don't want the big stamina, whatever. I think that's the one you go with. I don't know how much you can set it to be like, oh yeah, I just want the narrative bits. But yeah, I'm looking at what other story beats I'm gonna get, right? Like I see this like, oh, I got a message on my birthday, or what am I gonna find, or what am I gonna learn about our character as I get further up this mountain. I saw MinMax did their video about it and saying how amazing this game was once they reached the peak, and I'm like, what is that? Like I immediately thought of A Short Hike, right? When you hit that peak and you have that phone call with your mom because you finally have service. I'm like, what is that reaching the top of A Short Hike going to be for me in Cairn? What am I going to experience on the way up? What milestone am I going to hit? What thing's going to happen? And I'm like, oh yes, I am out of bandages. I'm climbing up a snowy mountain. I have nothing to keep my body warm. Or like, what does that look like? What was I not doing the whole way up that I should have been, that now is screwing me over because I don't have this thing that like won't be the worst thing. I'll be like, shit, if I had this, but like that experience of like, this is what I should have been prepared for. And then when I get to the point where I'm like, oh, it's only this high, I could knock this out in a 5-hour stream. I could just climb the mountain again. Like, what will this end up making me do? But as somebody who's trying to do better at making my top 10 list for this year and being like, I want to keep track of it, like this is the first game to hit that top 10. And obviously being the only one there, it's currently sitting at a number 1, and I'm sure it'll bounce around depending on everything else that comes out this year. But like on my Notion doc of here, my 10, like Cairn is on there now, and I'm looking forward to seeing more people talk about this game.
Damn.
Go Cairn.
It's high praise, like seeing it enter your top 10 already.
Yeah.
I'll be really curious to find out whether it stays in that top 10 all year.
Yeah.
long.
Even if it doesn't stay in the top 10, I'm like, I see this as an honorable mention. Even if I find 10 other games that I'm like, oh, these clear Cairn in all ways, shape, and form, whatever. Like, I think this is a unique enough experience that I want to be like, oh, no, like honorable mention for sure. Like, I want people to remember that this game came out back in January and it's really good.
Yeah. I've seen people compare it to Baby Steps as well.
Yes, kind of. I thought about making that comparison too, but I think the thing with Baby Steps is the intentional, like that rage bait, like, oh yes, I can't walk because it's annoying. I think Baby Steps intentionally feels more broken. I'd say like when you talk about Manuel, Samuel, and Quap, that's Baby Steps. And I think because this one is the different limbs take place, it's not like, oh, my legs are broken all the time, so I can't immediately climb and do anything. But yes, in terms of the mobility, I think that's a great baseline to think of what it would feel like, but a little more like, oh yes, this is a functioning human body. That's what this plays like.
Yeah.
Cairn is awesome. All right, cool. I extended our podcast. I make sure we get to that hour mark. You know what I mean? But I digress. Tofr, you've been playing a game.
Yes, I finally got round to playing Laugh Track.
Woo!
This is a free game by Fiction Factory Games, the people who brought us, what was it called again?
Arcade Spirits?
Oh my god. Arcade Spirits and Penny Larceny, which were really cool visual novels themselves. They are currently working on another game. This is a game that came out in between and is free because thanks to their Patreon supporters. But yeah, and this one, you are part of management, which is this weird cosmic entity that wants to see the world be a certain way. And to make that happen, you are charged with making a kind of sitcom starring Juno. It's called Juno's World or Juno's World.
Okay.
That teaches people how the world should be and how what we are supposed to accept from the world and how we want to treat others and want to be treated. The thing is, the characters in Juno's World, they are not aware that they are part of a sitcom.
Okay.
They have been taken from different timestamps in history as well, and just put together to create this world that's supposed to like tame the viewers, tame the target audience, and make them see the world in a way that's not too dissimilar as to how things are currently going with the world.
Love that.
The thing is, Fiction Factory games are not very subtle when it comes to that. For example, in one of the episodes of the sitcom, you have nice agents who are stalking the place, looking for illegal immigrants and stuff like that. There's
well, that could be anyone.
That could be anyone for sure. But yeah, it's very clear that this game has been made as a reaction to how the world is and society is evolving right now. It's must have been made in a pretty short amount of time as well, because it seems very up to date with current events. And that's pretty sad.
Unfortunately.
I've seen Steam comments call it a soapboxy kind of game, and I get that because it's very clear in what it wants to like declare in the face of how the world is right now. It's very much on the side of fuck people like ICE, fuck people like Donald Trump.
Totally.
But it's made in a really interesting way because you are the writer of the show. You have the director, the producer, and you are the writer. You can choose your own title. I chose the title of showrunner because it seemed more fitting. But yeah, the three of you are basically the people who decide how the show will run.
Okay.
The way you can influence things is there are 5 moments during each episode where you get to make a choice to keep the ratings up or to make the ratings go down.
Oh.
Yeah. These decisions are character decisions. So, for example, something happens to one of the characters, another character reacts to this by doing one of either of these choices. This can be something that will make them just accept reality as it is for the shit show that it is, or it can be something that gives them hope. That something that might see them fight for a better world instead.
Yeah.
The reason why these choices are important is because there are 2 different heroes that want to help end this situation.
Okay.
One of them wants to save the kids and makes that her priority. She wants to help these kids escape from the hellhole that is Juno's world. The other wants to take down management, but because they want to take down management, the 4 kids are going to be casualties.
Yeah.
They have to do this way because according to them, history has a certain shape, and that you can't change the shape of history. For example, they at a certain moment they admit to saving baby Hitler from an assassination attempt because the whole thing with Hitler is it needed to happen because that's the way history is shaped.
Sure.
So he feels like he has to keep the shape of history intact. And to do that, he can end management, but the kids will be casualties of that. So you have to choose who to help. Do you want to save the kids or do you want to end management? The downside to helping end management is that you are part of management yourself.
Damn.
So you will die too.
Right.
Yeah. I haven't got to the end of the game yet, so I don't know how it ends yet. There's 8 episodes. You have to choose at a certain moment in the game. You have to choose whether to keep ratings down all the way, keep them up all the way, or split the ratings. So you can try to save the kids and end management, but I'm not sure yet if that's a good choice or not. We'll have to wait and see.
Damn.
But yeah, it's a really interesting game. The sitcom is made really well as well. They're about half an hour an episode, which feels right.
Cool.
You've got your typical characters. You've got the jock. You've got the rebellious goth girl. In this case, you've got the Canadian student abroad, and you've got the daughter of a bunch of hippies.
Okay, I love that.
Yeah. It's really well made. I'm gonna finish it over the rest of the week because I want to know how this ends. I want to know how much of an influence my choices have on the ending of the game. But yeah, it's really well written. It's really well made. Yeah, play Laugh Track. It's free, so there's nothing to lose.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna add to my library. I'm interested in checking it out because I'm like watching and seeing. Like, first, I like the characters. I think they visually look good. But I'm intrigued because I was watching. You're mentioning the management. And I'm looking at that where there's dude on the left, woman on the right, and I'm thinking of like the Ben 10 Alien X of like Ben's in the middle of watching these 2 people bicker back and forth of like what's the right choice or how do we get yes, we let you use the powers, etc. So like I'm seeing that, I'm like, oh, that dynamic's always brutal because it's like I'm right, no, I want to do this, no, I want to do this, I want to pick this thing, and you're just like, I am on the keyboard. What do we need to do to make something happen? Yeah, this looks cool, and like I didn't know it was gonna be free, so definitely one that I want to be like, yeah, check this one out.
Yeah, absolutely. I think it's about 10 hours to complete it.
Okay.
To complete one run through at least. But yeah, another thing I forgot to mention.
Sure.
Is that there's a possibility of self-awareness for kids.
Okay.
So they might be becoming aware that they are on a show or that something is not
Mm,
completely right. But management doesn't want to let that happen and tasks you with making sure that doesn't happen. But at the same time, you kind of want to help these kids because
sure.
they're in a situation that they never chose to be in.
Yeah.
Um, it's really interesting.
Damn. Okay. This is cool. I'm definitely interested in checking this one out. Someday.
Someday, someday.
Dope. I'm at least gonna add to my library though. Sick. You said you were on. There was like 8 episodes,
Yeah,
and you were on what, like 3, 4? I don't know how far
I
you were.
think I played 5 episodes so
5.
far.
I don't see, like 6, 7 yet. Okay. I had to do it. I had to. It's very important. Um,
Can't believe you
sick.
did that.
Had to. It was part of the contract. Part of the
Uh-huh.
contract. So
Sure, sure.
yeah, no, definitely. That one looks really dope. Uno momento here. I think I moved footage I needed for this other one, and I gotta find where I put it in this folder. It is in the previews. Yeah, sure is. Maybe found it. Um,
Nice.
dope. I played one other game. It was the playtest for a game. It's called The Last Gas Station.
Mhm.
I just made like an indie game preview video about this on TikTok, Instagram, YouTube, whatever, the shorts. And that was more of, hey, what is this game? Less of my thoughts. And I figured I'd talk quickly about like what I thought of the game as I played it. So for anyone who didn't see that short and what that was, so Last Gas Station, you're playing as this red panda. The world is becoming electronic. Everyone's moving to electric cars, and you're like running the last gas station in like the middle of nowhere. And it's this rundown, beat up place. The last manager went missing for out of nowhere. We have no reason to know where he went, what happened, etc. And as you take over, you're basically kind of like building this place from the ground up. There are already gas pumps installed, but the place is a mess. There's trash everywhere. The shelves aren't stocked, and you are going day by day improving the place. As people come in, they will park at the gas station. You run out, you hold the pump. It's a little mini game of like you hold the button, and then as it's about to get full, you let go, and it's like ding. And I've not fueled somebody more than they've paid so far, so I don't know what happens because I'm really good at
Mhm.
pumping gas.
Nice.
But yes, you do that. They drive off. They pay for the gas. Then I give you a tip. You go inside. Customer's like, I would like this pack of gum. They come to the register. You scan it, and like that'll be 50 cents. Like here's $10. Like give them their $9.50 and change. Why'd you spend $10 on gum? That's stupid. But then you go in the drawer. You give them proper change. I don't know if this is an American part of me that doesn't understand the rest of the world, but there's a 20-cent coin that's really annoying. Where like it's the penny, the nickel, 20 cents, and 50 cents. I'm like, and in my head, I know I did find her in the playtest. I'm gonna mess it up at some point and be like, yep. So there's the dime, and I go, I gave you 10 cents instead of 20. Okay, it's fine. Um, I haven't messed up to the point where I had to take anything back, so I don't know if it gets messy or not. Either way, but yeah, so there's just these little mini games to keep progressing, and then as you go through the day, oh, I pumped all this gas or I sold all these items. You go to the computer, you order more inventory. Very discounty in the way they like address the shopkeeping
Nice.
stuff. I'm enjoying it a lot so far. There's also this like air of mystery in the middle of the night where like you'll go to bed and you'll wake up like, what was that noise? You go out and there's this like Hummer parked by the gas pump. You're like, hey, we don't pump gas this late. And then they drive off like, who was that? What do they want? I'm like, oh, they have something to do with the missing gas station attendant, but who knows what's going on there? I don't know.
Mhm.
I think the only like big critique I have right now, it's still a playtest. There's a lot to change. The day-night cycle seems ungodly long. Where
Oh,
like I'll get up in the day, I'm like, cool, time to pump some gas. No one is showing up, and that might be a narrative bit to be like, it's a small company, nothing's happening yet. Like maybe you're meant to feel that like longevity in the day, but in terms of
mhm.
gameplay, it feels like it takes forever. Where I'm standing there waiting for something to happen, I'm like, well, I can't stock shelves because the inventory I have like there's different shelves for different items. If you have something that's like a liquid or a drink, it goes on this shelf. If it's gum, it goes on this shelf. If it's any other kind of product, it goes on a big shelf. But you have a certain amount of storage in your gas station. You can keep things. So currently my storage is full. I don't have the space to order new items to fill the rest of the racks because I need the
Mhm.
money to buy the items as well as to sell the other items to make more room in my storage. And the lack of customers making that really slow is hard to get inventory out and new inventory in. So
Oh
like
no.
when I open for the day and I'm like, all right, pump the gas. customer, someone shows up and they buy a pack of gum. I'm like, I need you to buy like a bigger item so I can actually do the thing. I'm making it sound work by explaining every single step, and it sounds like much more than like it is. But it is kind of like the one thing that seems like it's slowing down my day in this game. Because then, cool, I sold a piece of gum. I sold a pack of gum. Pumped some gas for this guy's truck. He drove away. Now I'm just waiting for the sun to go down. I tried exploring the world. Like, you can go really far left, really far right. There's nothing to do yet, but I'm seeing like, oh, there's this building. It's like a garage. I'm sure I will eventually renovate that, and I'll be able to like do car washes or some shit. Like, there's different things in the world. But until the sun goes down, I'm kind of just sitting there like twiddling my thumbs, waiting for something to happen. And when you start the new day and you get to do new stuff, that's great. But it seems like each day there is just this long spot of, oh no, there's nothing I physically can do. I kind of just let the clock tick. That might change. Again, that might be a narrative bit of like, you're supposed to feel loneliness and quietness in the world. But when I went to go stream and play something else, I think it was our Vason game the one night. I went to like save the game. I don't think there was an option to save. So when I closed it, it was like, oh, your playtest is gone. So all the progress I made just disappeared. So I'm like,
no.
I don't know that I need to play any more. Like, I want to play more. I am thoroughly enjoying this. This is scratching that Moonlighter itch without the combat. Just that management part is very fun. But in terms of the playtest, I don't feel driven to go back and play it again, having lost my progress, knowing that like I'll go through a day where I'm sitting there waiting for something that I could pump somebody's gas. I can go make ramen in the kitchen, come back, be like, oh, look, a car finally showed up. Nice. Like that kind of shit. But, I think the game's really cute. It's really charming. I like the routine so far. I just hope that routine gets a little more streamlined the more we build up the gas station. So I'm not like sitting and waiting for something to happen every day.
Yeah, I get that.
But yeah, as big of a negative as that sounds, I had a great time. The playtest is on Steam. It was one of those ones I'm like applying like, welcome to the playtest. So like, I wasn't like waiting to get in. So,
okay.
Yeah, I think you can just go check it out now, which is an interesting thing. At some point, I'd love to have a conversation with a dev on the show about playtest versus demo and like why put one up that requires access versus this, or if that's more of like a Steam end, like, oh, we do it for XYZ reason as opposed to like, oh yes, because it needs to be a playtest. It's not a demo. It's not the quality we want it to be, or etc. So just an interesting thing to prod at and think about. But
yeah, absolutely.
The last gas station is pretty dope.
Nice. Yeah. Is there a release date for this one?
I think currently it's just listed 2026, so sometime this year.
Okay.
I'm in that weird spot where I'm like, oh, it's only February, so like that could mean anything. It could be anytime, but it's a play test. So I'm like, how early in development is it? Are we seeing it in 2026? Is it gonna be later? As far as I'm concerned, it'll come when it comes, and I'll be looking forward to it.
Yeah, absolutely.
Because Tofr, we love that visual style. So gotta say it. We gotta say it. I love it because I think you laughed, but Discord did not hear it. See, I'm like. So audio listeners will be like, Tofr didn't like your joke. Tofr didn't think it was funny. Tofr had no reaction.
I was laughing.
Videos be like, oh, I see it. But audios be like, we need that visual style. Yeah, no, it's fine. It's fine. Okay, cool. Someone messaged me. I was like, is that important? I'm like, no, it's a fucking Marvel Rivals thing. Let me tell you, Tofr, timestamp. They showed off this new Groot skin for Rivals where he's like a robot. And I'm like, that's pretty cool. But his walls, the big wooden walls, turned into like metal doors and shit. I'm like, wait, that's cool. They didn't show him interact because normally those walls like put out vines and slap things. So I imagine I turn to like cables and start smacking shit. I'm like, this is cool. I like this a lot. But I can't say for sure yet. But yeah, Zach, I said it to him like, this looks sick. He's like, oh, I'm getting this immediately. I'm like, dope. Fuck yeah. We love it. We love a good group. But that's what we've been playing, which means we're on to the indie releases. So Tofr, you want to run us through what's coming out this week?
Sure thing. This is the week from February 5th until February 11th. On February 5th, we're finally getting Hermit and Pig releasing on PC. A day later, on February 6th, we are getting Dead Pets, a punk rock slice of life sim on PC, and Creature Kitchen on PC. On February 9th, Goblin Sushi releases on PC in early access. On February 10th, we're getting Mugenics on PC, Relooted on Xbox and PC, Chrysol Theater of Idols on PlayStation, Xbox, and Switch. Shadows of the Afterland on Switch and PC. And then on February 11th, we get Romeo is a Dead Man releasing on PlayStation, Xbox, and PC, and Cinecross releasing on PC.
Quite a list. I'm really interested in Herman and Pig. I got to play the demo for that one, but I think the demo like soft locked me at one point, so I didn't get to play too much further.
Oh no!
But I very much enjoyed the cute like earthbound combat that it had of like, oh no, there's a mosquito, swat, like different kind of like attacks and everything. Was very fun. And then Dead Pets as well. Like I also didn't realize they had changed the name from Dead Pets Unleashed. I don't know if that was just a rebranding thing, or if that was more of like a personal like Unleashed doesn't quite hit for us the way it needs to, or if there was any other meaning for that. But
no idea.
Yeah, I really like the demo. I'm like, glad that one's coming out real soon. Yeah, the Mugenics from the Binding of Isaac guys. Crazy to think that another game's coming out from them.
Yeah, it's only been like 10 years, 13 years?
Something like that. I have a buddy who has like never put down Binding of Isaac. He's got like 4,000 hours on it. I'm like, buddy, there's more roguelikes. Go play something else. Like, go play Dead Cells or something, dude. And then, of course, Reloaded looks amazing. I want to say that's a Game Pass one as well. I might be making that up. But, yeah, Emily was on talking about that one for Steam Next Fest, and it really sold me on it. So I'm very excited for Reloaded.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm really excited for Cinecross for some reason.
Yeah,
I
gotta look them up.
It's like a Picross roguelike. Oh. So it has... It instead of like in a roguelike deck builder where you have your card battles, you have to solve Picross puzzles instead. But it looks really cool. It has a really cool aesthetic. And I played the demo for a bit and I enjoyed it a lot. So I'm hoping to get to play this one as well.
Okay. I'm like really bad at Sudoku, Picross, that math puzzle kind of thing. So I'm looking at this, I'm like, the visuals, watching the bubbles, the little squares pop, looks like it's gonna make my brain go burr. But also, how fast will my brain go burr? I'm like, click. 10 minutes later, click. No, unclick, click. You know, right? People are like, ding, ding, ding. I'm like, oh, okay, cool. This one make me do some thinking. Dope. Yeah, that sounds like fun. I think I remember like you mentioned either it was like something you still wanted to play during Next Fest, or maybe you dabble with it quick. But yeah, that one does look really cool.
It does.
It's a good release week.
It is. February is looking like it's got quite a lot of really good titles already.
Yep. Quite a few. I know Creature Kitchens want to have the demo installed, and I can't quite remember which game that is. I know it has a little raccoon on it. I think it's like a first-person horror game.
I don't remember.
Let me see here. Pull this guy up.
A creepy, cozy cooking simulator.
Yes, yeah, I remember looking at this one and being like, oh, it's very mouth-washing visually. Yeah, I'm interested in this one. Target ID'd. Hopper. That's a frog. Yeah.
This is also PlayStation 1 vibes.
Yeah, it is. I'm here for it. Chop that bread. Chop that carrot. Chop that cheese. Mix that dough. It looked like egg. That's egg. Oh, he burnt the egg. Oh, God.
Oh.
Okay. There's the horror, is dropping the food. Wasting that food. Yeah, this looks cool. I'm gonna double check and see if I have an email or anything about this one, because I would like to. This looks like a fun. I imagine it looks like it's short. This looks like a maybe 3-hour experience, but also TBD. I would like to play it though.
We do need more short games.
We do. We need a good short game. A good short game. But yeah, those are the indie game releasing this week. Let us know what games you're looking forward to. As we move on to our indie spotlight, Tofr, this one's up to you, homie. So what you got? What you got to talk about?
The team behind last year's, oh my God, I forget the name.
Many Nights a Whisper.
Many Nights a Whisper, exactly. Deconstruct Team and Selkie Harbor are back this year already with their new game Virtue and a Sledgehammer, in which you go back to your hometown and tear it down with a sledgehammer as you deal with your emotions. This is a game in which human life has been mostly replaced by robotic life. And you go back to your hometown where you grew up and face the past, basically. And what better way to face the past than using a giant sledgehammer and smacking it to smithereens? I don't know much more about it yet, but it looks... I mean, the team behind it can make basically anything they want, and I'll play it.
Yeah.
but it just has me intrigued. Like, how is dealing with emotions with a sledgehammer the best option available? I'm just really curious about
Yeah.
that. Also, how much has life changed? How come that the robots have taken over where humans used to live? Why are you still human? And what does all of it mean? I don't know, but I'm really excited to find out. And I can't believe that I left this off of my list from last week's show.
Yeah. Yeah, no, like I mentioned for the Critic League, like I think No Small Games got this one, and when I was deconstructing, I'm like, oh, Tofr's got to be interested in that one. And as I'm watching this trailer, looking at the gameplay screenshots, I'm like, this looks more my speed compared to Many Nights of Whisper. I can't say why. There's something very like Life is Strange about the characters. The if we want to go with combat as whatever with swinging the hammer and everything and destroying walls and robots, I'm like, this is a vibe. This one looks like my speed, so I'm definitely interested in this one.
Yeah, I'm thinking it's not gonna be the longest game once again.
Sure.
Especially with it coming out so quickly after Many Nights of Whisper. But yeah, like I said, these two teams can make anything they want, and I will play it. They make such interesting thought pieces.
Yeah.
And yeah, I'm here for it. I'm hoping we don't have to wait too long.
Yeah, hopefully not. I think, let me see, does this have anything besides just 26?
Just
Yeah,
2026,
cool.
yeah.
Double checking if they had a news thing, because sometimes people put it in their news and not the actual Steam page. Yeah, just 26. All right. Well, hey, listen, we'll find out. We find out, you know?
Yep.
That. Timestamp, and I think Tofr, that's our episode. I think that's all we got.
All right.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, non-binary friends of all sorts, thank you guys so much for watching this episode of Playlog Podcast. If you enjoyed, be sure to leave that thumbs up here on YouTube. 5-star review over the interwebs. Appreciate it. Tofr, if little stinkly winklies want to find the internet, where could they go?
The easiest way to find me is through my Linktree, which is Play Nice Kids in one word. There you'll find links to my Blue Sky and Instagram, where I'm mostly active, and to so many games.co.uk, where I haven't written a review yet this year, but one's coming pretty soon. And also my So Many Games colleagues have been writing excellent reviews already on some really cool games, so check that out.
Hell yeah, amazing. And then, of course, you guys can find me at CGDannyB all over the place. Instagram, TikTok, Blue Sky, YouTube, Twitch. Try to think for this week. I don't immediately have any plans for Thursday, so I'm going to slam on fucking doors.
Yeah.
What that was about. Not sure we're doing Thursday yet, if we're streaming it all before Vason. But hey, then Saturday, something will happen, so that'll be cool. I know we're trying to plan out our next Slop Squad. It was supposed to be Bandit Trap, and that just got delayed, so I am not sure what we're doing yet. But we'll plan that out tonight as of recording, so who knows? That'll be fun.
Go for Yap Yap. I think that one just released.
I was thinking Yap Yap. I was thinking there was another one I think it comes out. I think that golf one might come out before then, so we'll see what the idea is, but... yeah, I'm definitely down. I want to figure out a situation there. But, yeah, Twitch, you play games and stuff. It'll be cool. And then, yeah, you can find all the clips and everything on Instagram, TikTok. Listen, I post a lot of shit a lot of times. Just look up CGDannyB and find me. And if you don't find me, let me know and I'll grab it because I should have everything. But, yeah, that's it for this episode, guys. We will see you next week for another episode of Playlog. Go play some more indie games, and we'll talk to you next time. Mwah.